Good morning, people. Vanna here, and I'm sure if you're like me, you're doing a little bit more cooking than usual. So I figured I would start just vlogging the things that I'm cooking. So this morning, my husband woke up and said, "I want a breakfast burrito." I said, "You got it, dude." So this is what we're gonna make: is some bacon breakfast burritos. So check it out. Starting over here, we got some different ingredients going. We're gonna put in potatoes, bacon, eggs, cheese, and you gotta have something green. So we're adding some vegetables, some cilantro and stuff in there. So here we go. Step one, do whatever takes the longest to cook first, which is the potatoes, okay? So we're gonna kick on the pan. Make sure that it's something that can fit either into your oven, or in my case, I like to use my toaster oven because it's small, it heats up pretty fast, and it's just better. So I use the toaster oven. It takes up a lot less energy. Turning on the oven is 400 watts of energy. Imagine turning on 40 100-watt light bulbs. It's the biggest energy waster in the house. So toaster ovens are a way to go. Also, if you look, it's kind of funny. I have these beautiful skillets. This one is 10 years old. You could tell because it doesn't have a little thing that goes down in it. And this is the newer one. Actually, my older one actually looks nicer for some reason. Whatever. All I'm saying is this cookware is the bomb, baby. So here we go. Step one, preheat. Now what this is preheating, we're going to be making our potatoes over here using my Saladmaster machine. So this thing is badass. I'm sure you've seen me use it before. Also, let me remind you, if you are using Saladmaster cookware, make sure you preheat your electric skillet or wherever you're going to cook your bacon at the same time. So, potatoes. We're going to make a marinade first, and this goes for anything that you're putting in the oven, vegetable-wise. Make a marinade inside your bowl before cutting any vegetables in, because this way it's evenly mixed in and you could just toss your potatoes or chicken or steaks or whatever you're cooking in there. Okay, so I have what I'm using is avocado oil. Doesn't break it down into a trans fat. Don't use olive oil for this, people. Olive oil is more of a finishing oil. It has a long chain amino acid, which means it does break down into a trans fat when it's being cooked with. So starting with cumin. That's one of my favorite things to put in a breakfast potato mix. Okay, and then we're gonna obviously need a little bit of turmeric, some sea salt. If you do grow your own herbs, my friend Jay grew this. She grows a lot of stuff, actually. I just watched her video on how to grow weed. Check her out, Jay Tanty, Jael-Giltnt. Then I'm going to put some oregano. This is what came from her garden. And I'm just going to kind of swirl it around. I like to rub it through my hands because then if there's like a weird stem or something, I could kind of catch it before it goes in. Oregano is your best friend right now, people. Oregano oil kills bacteria and fungus in the air. You could use the oil, diffuse it in your house. You could put it in capsules and eat it if you think you're getting sick. You could spray it in some water with vinegar and use it as a cleaner. Oregano oil, look it up, good stuff to have. Then another trick is if you have a pepper grinder, instead of just putting pepper in here, I have in here some fennel, coriander, black pepper, white pepper, any herb that's kind of hard that you normally would need to blossom, just put it into a pepper grinder and then you have like a multi-purpose grinder right here. So when I say there's some herbs that are just so good, I'll show you, you got your coriander, but it's a hard seed, and so it's kind of hard to work with unless you have a pepper grinder, right? I'm talking like some whole cumin, right? These are things that can go into your pepper grinder, okay? All right. We know this is super hot for sure. We know that because we're going to sprinkle some water on it. Get a little water on your fingertips, sprinkle it on your pan. That's how you know your pan's ready to fry, because the water beads around like mercury, okay? I'm going to actually turn this temperature down a little bit because I'm doing a whole lot of talking, and there's a glare, so let's remove those. Okay, so this is super hot, so I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Now I'm going to cut my potatoes. So over here using my Saladmaster machine, going to put on the number 3 cutter, which is like a super chunky cut, and I'm using a red potato, and boom, done deal. Potatoes are really high in vitamin C. Unfortunately, that's a water-soluble nutrient, so it's often lost, okay? Leave the skins on. 40 to 60% of the nutrients is in the skin. It puts the lotion on its skin. All right, there we go. So we got all those potatoes. We got the stuff at the bottom. We're gonna toss it around so it's all evenly mixed. See? Doesn't have to be perfect, people. Make it achievable. So we got herbs, oil. Now it's on all over on the potato. I'm just gonna set those potatoes over there for a moment. Next thing that I'm gonna do is cut some onions. So for my onions, I'm going to use the number 2 cone. Okay, and I'm gonna just cut off the nib. Cut it through the root. I'm gonna remove the first layer of skin. Don't cut your onions through halfsies because then they fall apart. Cut them through the roots, okay? Then removing the second piece of skin. Remember, your garlic and onions are part of the allium family. Really good for fighting bacteria and fungus, people. Lots of garlic and onions in the house right now. Okay. Good Lord. Get off here. All right, there you go. And then now we're going to go ahead and just cut the onion. This is a dice. Okay, I like to get my onions and peppers going first. We're going to fry them a little bit. We're going to throw the potatoes in. We're going to toss those up and put them in the toaster oven. Then we'll start working on the bacon. Now, for the jalapeno, cutting it lengthwise, taking out the seeds and the ribs. What creates a lot of heat is actually the white part. If you want less heat, just remove the white. Okay? All right. Rock and roll. Now, this side, same thing. There it is. Perfect. Make sure you wash your hands. Not just because of coronavirus, because of jalapenos, people. Don't want to touch your eye if you just touch the jalapeno. All right, and then we're going to come over here and just going to use the Saladmaster machine to cut my jalapeno. And to be honest, it's not working very well. So check this out. Just do strips. And then into a dice. When you're dicing stuff, don't let the tip of your knife come off the board, okay? The knife remains on the board and the tip. Use the back end of the knife to chop, okay? That's that. All right, now oil in here. Just a touch. Turn this back on. Boom. Put this down so you can actually see what's going on. Okay. What we have right here is our garlic and our onions and our jalapeno here. Okay. Gonna let the oil get a little bit warm. People make the mistake of actually preheating their pan with oil in it. Don't do that. Preheat your pan empty, then put the oil in. If your oil ever smokes, that means that it's turning into a trans fat. Wipe it out and start over, okay? It's worth making, not making those mistakes. So right now I'm just letting this heat up. The oil. Look at it. I'm so retarded. Look, I have the wrong burner on. Okay, wrong burner. Let's turn on the other one. There we go. Perfect. And that's awesome. So we're just going to kind of spread that around. Now, because we are actually popping this in the toaster oven, we don't need it to be super crispy all the way throughout. You're really just looking for a little bit of coloring, kind of get it going, and then into the toaster oven where you can finish the job. Yes, you are losing some nutrients putting things in the toaster because they are oxidizing, and if things are oxidizing, you don't have as much antioxidants, okay? All right, I'm just doing a little bit of cleaning. I hear that chefs clean as they go and cooks don't, and we're all chefs today, people. Okay, wipe that out because we're gonna need this pan for our scrambled eggs in a minute. I'll show you my amazing technique on scrambled eggs. You could just using stainless steel and hardly any oil, we're actually going to use a rubber spatula and it's gonna come out super clean. So check that out in a minute. Okay, let me face down here. Another point, sometimes after I do garlic and onions, I put oil on top instead of on the pan because then it's all over the vegetable rather than being all over the pan. And getting myself a spatula. My favorite spatula, my favorite Saladmaster spatula. This thing's so sharp, it's awesome. And then of course we need a handle. Makes things a little bit easier. And then we're just gonna saute a little bit. Getting a little bit of coloring going on there. And in goes the potatoes. Okay. For the sake of aesthetics, I'll remove the big chunks. Some people like to use everything. This day and age, it's probably better that we do that. No waste is a good thing. Okay, I'm just combining the onions and the potatoes. This is a 10-inch gourmet skillet, people. Try not to use non-stick, because if you are using non-stick and you're using high temperatures, you're getting toxic fumes, first of all, that come off the plastic that can be inhaled. Flu-like symptoms, polymer fume fever. If you ever like go on YouTube, put in Teflon flu by 2020, and you can check out really how much stuff comes off the pan. You can also look on Netflix. There's The Double We Know. That's a really good video that talks about toxic stuff coming off cookware. So aluminum and plastic, not good. Always use stainless steel. If you can get, 1810, that's okay. If you can get 304, that's okay. Pretty much the same. 316, titanium is the only way to go. That's why I use Saladmaster cookware. This isn't about Saladmaster cookware, but people, you need good cookware, okay? You're cooking all the time, more than ever, so get the good stuff. Okay, so that's that. We're gonna let this keep frying. Now we're gonna talk about bacon, baby. So here we go. Let's cruise over here. We're going to check out the electric skillet. Sorry, I'm a little wobbly here. Hello? Oh, there we go. All right, let's check out some bacon situation. Okay, so there is the Baconator, which is the electric skillet. I have it sitting here at, I'm trying to see where everyone can see with the comments. All right, so we have it here at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And now, when you're working with bacon, what I like to do is I use scissors. So cut it open. Always use no nitrates, people. No added stuff, okay? You don't want that stuff. That stuff is definitely cancer causing. If you can eliminate nitrates, like my husband loves freaking salami and hot dogs and everything that's cured, and I always just make sure I'm buying no nitrates, okay? So I'm taking about, I can never just cook half a pack of bacon. We have to cook the whole pack. So that's just the way it is. However, when you have this big old chunk like set up right here, I like to cut it in half using the scissors as well. And then they're just easier to manage inside the electric skillet. And also people tend to eat less bacon when they have more pieces. It's a psychological thing here. Anyways, because they're gonna go inside of our breakfast burritos, doesn't have to be perfect. Again, just make sure you get a lot of surface area. Okay, we'll come look at this in a little bit. If you're that kind of person who likes to lay them all perfectly flat, go for it. I'm more of like a speed and convenience kind of gal. Now, after I got the bacon in there like that, next thing you want to do is take a paper towel, put it over the bacon, and then put a lid on it. And the paper towel is between, if you look there, it's between the lid and the bacon. Why? Because when you do that, it collects all the oil, so it's not going to splatter all over your kitchen. And then the second reason is it doesn't get the lid super gross underneath. And also it allows air to get in and out, so the bacon can get super crispy. Okay. All right, so moving on up, back over to our potato situation. I'm just going to go to the bottom. See how I'm getting that nice char? That's what I'm looking for. Kind of just getting them like almost halfway cooked. And just to sort of speed cook, let me show you a little trick. So because I do want these to be done really fast, and I am going to fry them anyways inside the toaster oven, I'm going to grab a lid. I'm going to put a little bit of water on the lid. Hopefully I have some in my skillet. Yeah. All right, nothing in the kettle. Hold on a sec. Okay, I got about an ounce of water. I'm going to pour that around all my potatoes, and I'm covering my potatoes, and I'm turning it slightly down to medium-high. Okay, why did I do that? Because that steam is going to create enough to cook the potatoes, and then I'm going to fry them the rest of the way through. It's called speed cooking, people. All right, so back over here. Okay. Time to make some eggies. So eggies, this is what we want to do. We're going to use, for the the sake of minimizing dishes, the same bowl that we had the potato mixture in, and we're gonna crack some eggs into it. Okay. Free range, organic, honestly, it's whatever you can get these days. I usually do about 1 to 2 eggs per person. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4. I'm feeding 5 or 4 today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get my skillet going in the back here for my eggs. My eggies. Once you have a child, everything ends in ease. It's like eggies, sockies, pantsies, undies. Everything has an ease on it. Yogi. My son's obsessed with yogurts. We do a lot of frozen yogurts, like the tubular ones, and then I just freeze them, then cut them in half, and he has like 2 little yogis. Okay, so this is pretty hot to touch, and I'm actually going to reduce the temperature down to medium. This is going to create a vacuum without opening it, and that way it's going to cook extra fast, okay? Things cook faster in a vacuum. So that's what we're doing right here. All right, so that one's on. Beautiful. I like to put a little bit of heavy whipping cream in my eggs. It just makes them super decadent. Also, add the salt or whatever you're gonna put in the mixture so it's evenly distributed in there. All right. Coffee. Gotta have yourself some coffee. French press. Let's whip the eggs. All right. So, let's put it down so you can see. Obviously, eggs, milk, nothing we haven't seen before. We got the spices from the potatoes that's kind of get in there and make them extra awesome. Beat those eggs, baby. All right, I'm thinking about actually getting a chicken coop and having some of my own eggs. So that's another adventure. I'll keep you posted on how that goes. All right, so here we go over here with our egg pan. Water. Make sure the water beads and rolls like mercury. I'm one of those people, I have to have butter with my eggs. That's my favorite. Butter is one of those things I find people are like not getting enough of these days. It's kind of weird. Before we go there, I'm just going to turn that down a tinge. Checking on our bacon. Bacon needs to be turned over. See how quickly that cooked? I'll show you right now. Yeah, let me get my little spatula. Just flipping my bacon. I'll show it to you in just a minute, people, so you see what's going on with that. Try not to move the camera too much. Still getting used to being the best videographer possible over here for us. All right. Bacon's flipped. Towel goes back in, creating oxidation again. Now over here, we're gonna put some butter. If ever the pan, remember butter's smoking, kind of need to take it out pretty quickly. I think if this pan's pretty hot and it's actually at smoking point. Look, you just put a little bit, see how it's smoking? So I have this turned down pretty much as low as it can go. While this is cooling off, let's go ahead and stick our potatoes that are now almost all the way cooked into the toaster oven. Clicking on one of my Saladmaster handles. Go ahead and just turning over so the part that's dark is at the bottom. Okay. Okay, this is going into the toaster oven over here. Right there. Okay, so that's in. It's gonna get browned. It's on broil, 450 degrees. Also, the electric skillet was at 450, just FYI. Okay, let's move this over here. Turning it back on up to pretty hot. Medium high when you fry. Putting on my butter, not a lot. And this is more for flavor than anything else. I just really like the flavor of butter and eggs. Okay, I mean, this is like a teaspoon, people. You don't need a whole bunch, okay? If it's preheated properly, you're cool. Then in goes the eggs. Okay. Let them get firm around the edge. Grab yourself a rubber spatula. I'm using this neon yellow one. Can you guys see? Let's see. That's helpful. All All right, anyways, well, just start moving them around. The lighting sucks. It's hard to see. Here. How's that? Yeah. All right. Kind of swirling and twirling. Let it get firm. Move it again. Next, we're going to cut the cheese. We're going to slice the cilantro. I'm going to talk about how to do that properly, how to handle your herbs so they last a long time and they don't go bad. And then we're going to assemble our burrito. Just turning this down a tinge. Okay, our bacon's done. I'm going to turn that off. Just finish up these little eggs real quick. I like crispy bacon. But you may take it out earlier. Remember, your bacon will continue to cook, and so do eggs, even when the fire's off. So you almost want to cook your bacon and eggs like 90% the way you like them and then pull them off. But see how the eggs aren't stuck to the pan, people? That has to do with not cooking with olive oil and using 316 titanium surgical stainless steel, which means it's easier to clean, and we need a lot less oil, which is great for your heart. Don't get me wrong, it's great to have the right fats and oils, but you shouldn't have to cook with oil. It should be something that you get to do because you want to, not something you have to do so things don't stick to the pan. This material is 200 times denser, or 20 times denser than typical stainless steel, which is why it's easier to clean and why these eggs aren't sticking right now. So at this point, because I'm going to move on to my bacon, I'm just going to spread the eggs out a bit. As I told you, they continue to cook in the pan. So I'm just going to actually turn these off, set them over here for a moment, let them finish cooking, and then go pulling out my bacon. So, paper plate, towel, take that off, get rid of my funky one right here, and pulling out my bacon. Okay. That's perfect. Put that over there. With the electric skillet at this point, because we got obviously bacon oil, which is like, whoa. Sometimes I put that in my dog's food. I don't know if it's healthy for them, but I don't think bacon's healthy for anybody, but we eat it anyways, don't we, people? Alright, so we'll handle that later. Now, let's cut some cheese. So, normally, I'm not the one cutting cheese in the household. The big rat upstairs cuts a lot of cheese, eats a lot of cheese. That's right. I'm kidding. I call my family the Rat Pack because we do eat an obscene amount of cheese. I don't know why. I watched an episode of Chopped, and they're like, the reason why people love cheese so much is because it is your first food you ever had, which is basically breast milk solidified. So it's kind of gross, but I guess that's the origin. Okay, so I'm using my Saladmaster machine. If I'm melting cheese, I'll use the number 2 cutter, but if I am gonna have it fresh and fluffy, I use the number 1. Oh, here comes the big rat now.
Hi.
There's a big rat.
Hi. Quarantine. This is my quarantine hair.
He wants burritos. Okay. I'm cutting the cheese for you, babe. I'm using a Kerrygold Ireland white cheddar cheese. I'm a sucker for cheese. We have like 10 different kinds of cheese in the house. We've been doing a lot of fondue, actually, because of our new fondue maker. And it's from Saladmaster. So just cutting the cheese. I'll show you some things I do with cheese, actually. Because, like, this is the shredded cheese, right? Looks good. And then, when I have, like, big rats in the house, then I do also this, like, little slice. And this is great for, if you're entertaining, and you have, like, a cheese platter, and then I do that with like, cucumbers and, looks like that. They all look like that. Perfect. Just super cool. So you can do it with carrots, cucumbers, zucchinis, whatever. So, cheese! If you love cheese, I know you're loving this. Okay. And then, the cilantro. So let me show you what to do with your cilantro. Let's move some stuff out of the way. That can go over there. This stuff can go in here. We got that out of the way. Our potatoes are probably done. Cilantro. Okay, so for your herbs, if you want your herbs to last a long time, wash them, put a wet paper towel around the roots, and then put them in the fridge like that, okay? And you could have them in a Ziploc bag, all your different herbs, all bundled up like this, and they just last a lot longer. They don't go bad. They're already clean. Your food lasts longer if you actually wash it with like vinegar. You can fill it. Go shopping. Fill your sink up with 1 cup of white vinegar and water. And then just put everything in there for a couple, like 5 minutes. Then pull it all out, dry it off, and then put it in the fridge, okay? And that way you have stuff just lasting a whole lot longer. If you have a water ionizer, which I have, I'm pumped because I have acid water on hand, which is the best thing for killing bacteria. It's like ace in the hole right now. And I'm not worried about ever having a shortage of water because I could hook that system up. Even if I didn't have electricity, it would still filter my water. So if you have questions about cookware or water filters, call me, okay? So here's the cilantro. I'm just gonna take a portion of it. Don't waste the stems. It's good to keep those around and use them like in blended sauces and things like that. Gonna take about that much.
Hi.
And we have another weirdo over there.
Hi.
These guys don't wear any pants around here.
Wrap this up. We're getting hungry.
Okay. I would usually make short videos, but I'm like, who gives a everyone's sitting at home anyways doing nothing? Why not? All right. It's a lot of stupid videography going on, I'm sure, these days. I can't even see. I'm just getting down on this cilantro. So, last night we made some top ramen, but really fancy. I'll show you one day, like towards the end of quarantine when you're like at your top ramen stuff, like trying to figure out what to eat. But it's like mushrooms and eggs and stuff in it. We are going to do a fish soup video soon. We're going to be doing an enchilada video soon. So just make sure you just tune in either on my Facebook or my Instagram, which is, I don't know, Vanna Rasmussen or the Cook with Vanna. Cook with Vanna, that's what it is. And then also, of course, YouTube. Everything goes up on YouTube eventually. And that is on Cook with Vanna on YouTube. Subscribe to Cook with Vanna on YouTube. And I upload all this video content. You'll get a notification when it goes up that I have a new video up. Okay, so enough said. I need to pull out some food for Kyle first because he is picky, to say the least. He'll probably eat some eggs and bacon. And then the rest of us are going to have our burritos, which I'm going to assemble right now. I'm using a gluten-free Mission tortilla. I don't know. I just try to eliminate gluten when I can. And just going to grab myself a square griddle, pop that on, turn it on high. Okay, let's go take a look at our potatoes. Pop one of those down. Just crumbling my bacon. Because I'm going to do like an assembly line here. We got bacon, we got cilantro, we got eggs, we got cheese, okay? We got potatoes, which look absolutely incredible. Let's take a look. Pulling them out of the toaster oven. We got our taters right here. Oh yeah! Okay, so there's that. We're going to stick that over here. So, give you a mini tour. Potato. Tortilla, eggies, bacon, cilantro, cheese, creepers. Stop creeping, dudes. All right, and now we're just gonna.
We haven't ate since that Robin.
And then my instinct is telling me this might be a little bit dry, so I think sour cream is in order. You could even put some avocados. I'm using a organic sour cream. Okay? You're like, make the burrito already! Are you like Are you kind of like eating this with your eyes right now? You can like make like a thumbs up if so. All right. Here we go. Tia goes over here. This is probably going to be more like a taco. We're going to put down some of the sour cream first. So when you are making and building, I always put the sauce on the tortilla because it just kind of holds everything together a little bit better. You don't need to make an obscene burrito where it's like so big that you're like, oh my god, I'm going to die if I eat all that. God, these potatoes look awesome. I'm so excited for these. Yes. Take some taters. Put those down. A little bit of eggies. Okay. Some bacon. Queso. Cilantro. You know what's going to be really good with this? Aardvark sauce from McMinimans. All right, people. That is our breakfast burrito. Hope you enjoy. This is really more for sheer entertainment and a little bit of inspiration, so maybe you'll cook a bit more. Stay tuned for our next videos. Check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Take care. Questions, call me, message me. You know the drill, people. Have a good day, okay? See ya.